you should give some time for interaction, meaning that if you have some questions, I'll be happy to discuss with you.
Raise your hands, we'll give them the mic.
Students, please.
Anyone?
That's another instruction.
Questions?
If one person starts, then the ice will break. The other people have the courage to ask. Otherwise, they will think, what will they think about me if I ask a question,
I'm teaching in management faculty, and my question is that when we are a student, that time the ethic is in the top of mind because we have got nothing else to do. But when exams come, at that point of time, when exams comes, the things start from there. Because one wants to be successful. In exam also people want to be successful. They want to do certain unfair means sometime. So things rather start from there, and once they are not caught, then the things take to the second level when they are into the corporate world. Then if nobody is looking, then people are taking some unfair means to be successful. So what you say is right, that what I feel is right, and when I want to see that somebody should do the same thing which I want to be with myself. And I have also seen that the corrupt people also want some people to be good to them. Like if you take Kingfisher or whatever the recent news, they also wanted people, good people to work for them. So my question is that when all these things start, whether that thing starts when a person is child, or that starts when a person becomes a little aware of the thing, or when. So how to be mindful that when I should correct and how a person will correct himself.
It should start as early as possible, but we can start from today. Second thing is, the person, as I said, violates a value. He steals, he cheats, because he does not know what is losing, he knows what is gaining. Does not know what is losing. What is gaining is something material. What is losing is something spiritual, or the self. And what makes me happy is the self. No, this is not understood. That's why to educate people. As I said, everybody loves to be honest. Nobody loves to be dishonest. But they do not know what is that, what he loses by being dishonest, that is not understood. What is gained by being honest also is not understood. Meaning, the value of values is not understood. This is what we have to educate ours and others, the value of values. Because we always make a choice of that which is more valuable. Two choices are there. We will choose that, make that choice which is more valuable to us. Today, values have no value. When you look around, there is no honesty anywhere, no truthfulness, no fairness, no kindness. We don't find them. There is no role model. So we think that's how it should be. Then we actually, that's how, ignore our own voice within ourselves. Because when I am doing something, within me says, hey, speak truth. Hey, be honest. Be kind. Not that we are aware of that. And whenever I make decision, the inner self tells me to be kind. Why? Because I expect other person to be kind to me. So you do to him what you expect him to do. But we ignore that because we do not know what is to be lost by ignoring that voice. What is to be lost by violating the value, we do not know. So this is what we have to learn. A child will not understand this. At this age, people can understand what I am talking. And this is when a person gains an age of understanding. What we need to teach is not so much values, value of values.
Swami, can you tell us something about our national values? Indian values. Can you say a few words about what are the Indian values as against to when one listens to this kind of lectures in international sin, they always talk about the Western values or the Christian values and so on. So what are our strong points as Indian values? Thank you.
Values are universal. There are no Indian values or Western values, there are human values. Every human being comes with an awareness. There can be Indian ethos, there can be Indian cultural ethos. Values are universal because everybody wants to be treated by others to be kind, truthful, non-violent. There is not even a living being, now a human being. Nobody wants even a cat doesn't want you to be unkind or cruel, even a dog doesn't want them. Everybody wants kindness, everybody wants love, every living being. But we forget about others, we are talking about human beings here. So the value that we are talking about today are not customs, are not, values are universal values for every human being. Because we are born with the same awareness of how I want to be treated by others, awareness that others also expect me to treat them in the same manner. This is universal. And so, how to implement the values? There is an Indian way and a Western way. So Indian is what is meant by being kind. So how do we interpret kindness in a given situation? That is where Indianness can come and Westernness can come, etc. Perhaps. Because the value needs to be interpreted. What is meant by kindness in this situation? What is meant by honesty in this situation? This is where culture and upbringing, etc. may have an influence, but kindness is a universal value.
Good morning, Sadhu. Primarily what you are saying is about the prioritizing about positive and the negative within the mind, within self. My question to you is there any role of family member and particularly the spouse when the conflicts are arising and the spouse has a sort of different expectations and the conflict within the self takes a third dimension? Thank you.
So not spouse is unknown. I'm not familiar with that part, but anyway, I'll still tell you. The spouse is the most challenging relationship. Every relationship is challenging, but this is most because you are stuck with each other. See, for other relationship, there is a distance you can create. Co-students are there, friends are there, colleagues are there for a period of time, and you have freedom to create a distance. Here you cannot, which is all right. Now that is good for growth. Somebody said, is marriage a word or a sentence? So answer was, marriage is a word if properly lived, becomes a life sentence if not properly lived. And so this is true of every relationship. You use the word expectation. What creates a problem in relationship is the expectation, or rather my expectation that my expectation should be fulfilled. To have expectation is one thing, and when somebody does not fulfill your expectation, it's okay, let go, no problem. But when I demand that you should fulfill my expectation, that is when the seed of conflict is there. In relationship, most of the conflicts arise because of the unfulfilled expectation. I get hurt when my expectation is not fulfilled. Then I should ask myself, is my expectation fair? Is it fair for me to expect that from the person? Suppose that person does not fulfill expectation, is it possible for me to let go of my expectation? Thus, if we can, one of the values is to be able to manage our expectation. Not being managed by expectation, to manage expectation. What is meant is, as long as expectation is fulfilled, it's fine. If it's not fulfilled, I should be able to let go. The other person did not fulfill expectation, can I let go? Then the person is more important than my expectation. If I let the person go, my expectation is more important than the person. Usually we give more importance to our expectation. I let the person go. This is how our Swami used to say. When these two persons got married, I love you, I love you, I love you. After a while, I love you, I love you, I love you. Because I love you, because I think that you will fulfill my expectations. I love you because you do not do that. Meaning that we seem to love our expectation more than we love the person. As long as the person fulfills expectations, my conditions, so long, fine. When they fail to do that, if you are wise, you let go of expectation and retain the person. Not wise, you let go of the person and retain your expectation, which is a burden that you carry. So, it's a matter of education. We should educate all of them. That's why they should come to Bhagavad Gita. Life education is what you get from the Bhagavad Gita. And this is one of the important relationships also, is one of the important things. In fact, by the way, we have a book called The Management Wisdom from the Bhagavad Gita, in which we discuss the relationship also, success also, values also, etc., which is the wisdom that Bhagavad Gita gives us. And I think that it is important. Our madam said here, when we should start from today, and I think that I don't know, sell my book and stuff like that. I can just give a book to everybody. Provided you promise me to read, then I'll be willing to let, But I think that this is an age and this is a time when you should be exposed to this teaching in a simple language, something that you can relate to, and something that can give you an understanding, a guidance, and how to live your life. That's what the Bhagavad Gita is meant for. And they're beginning their life. This is the right time to do that. When? This is the time. When you begin your life, begin your career.
Good afternoon, sir. I have a basic question. Are values and ethics correlated to each other? And my second question is, are values, is it mandatory to relate them with the religion? Can't it be taken as a separate aspect and has this to be related to the religion we are following, or how to teach it with the prospect of religion to the students? That's my question. Thank you.
I just said that these are human values, applicable to every human being at all times, at all places, and all conditions, whether I'm an Indian or Pakistani or Western or Eastern, whatever it is, these are all human values. It has nothing to do with religion. What is religion? Religion is the way of practicing these values. Every religion tells us how to practice the value. That is where some form can be different. But basic values, religions basically teach the same values in their own way. And how to practice depends on this historical situation, social condition, geographical condition. People living in forest is one thing, living in desert is another thing, living in cities is third thing. And therefore, how to practice the value, that is where there can be a difference. But these are all universal values. And therefore, everybody can benefit from them.
Madam Swami, I do have a question. Oftentimes I am confused. I know what is right, I know what is wrong, but I do things which are wrong. And when I try to do things which are right, so my mind doesn't support me. Like in the Duryodhana dilemma, right? I know what's right, I know the values, but still I end up doing things which are wrong. So how to overcome that?
My mind does not support me because I have allowed the mind to do wrong things. Because there are temptations. The temptation to do something wrong so that I'll gain some benefit. And thus, I never thought about it. I have allowed my mind to do what it wanted. Now I realize what is right and wrong. Now number one, you means anybody, I'm not talking to you. First thing we need to do is to understand how these values are valuable to us. How these values in the long run, in a short run, the violating values may be beneficial, in the long term harmful. Following value may be difficult in the beginning and good at the end. So short-term pain, long-term gain. Short-term gain, long-term pain. By violating values, you have short-term gain but long-term pain. Following value, difficult in the beginning, short-term pain, long-term gain. If this understood this, then you will get enough courage to say to your mind, I'm going to do it whether you like it or not.
We will take this last question.
Sure. It's interesting that not a single student has asked a question, you know. You're a student? Oh, thank God. All right, okay.
Swami, સામેવાળી વ્યક્તિ ડિસઓનેસ્ટ હોય ત્યારે ઓનેસ્ટલી વર્તવાનું બહુ ડિફિકલ્ટ લાગે.
Yeah. Question is, how to deal, if other person is dishonest, I find it difficult to be honest. I don't know why. Honesty is my value and I do what is my value. Why should I worry about what other person's value is? Because dealing with dishonest person, you are afraid that by being honest, you stand to lose something. So it's not a value of honesty, it is value of not losing something. That's the problem. If honesty is a value, then loss is not a value. An honest person doesn't mind losing something for the sake of honesty. But we have all convenient interpretation. For us, not losing is more important than honesty. As long as honesty ensures me that I don't lose, I'm honest. When honesty means that I lose something, then honesty loses the ground. So it's not other person is dishonest or not, is that I have not recognized what is the value of honesty to me. Here, yeah.
Since childhood we have been taught that we should be honest, we should help others, we should be selfless. But now that we are in the age that we are adults, we are told that be diplomatic, we should be diplomatic. In management also we are told that we don't have to go out of way to help others, we don't have to go out of way to help employees, and it's not always possible to be honest in the organization also, because it's the demand of the manager or so. So in that case, what I should do?
I'm sorry to hear that the management school is teaching you to be dishonest. That they seem to feel that dishonesty is more valuable. If this is what you are taught, I mean, it's a hopeless case. This madam asked, when should we start? Well, you are teaching them wrong things. Because honesty is not, you see, it's a value of convenience. Honesty is convenient, I'll follow. Not convenient, I'll let go. But as I said, the value is a personal value. Number one, you should recognize what is the value to you of being honest, or being kind, or being helpful. Doesn't matter what they teach, because there are those who teach you not to be helpful, and not to be kind, and not to be honest. I don't want to say anything about it, but it is absolutely wrong thing to teach. At least you don't teach them. Privately you can tell them. But in the class you teach them, that no, don't help them. Don't be too honest. Don't be... Yes, I'll tell you one thing. That a value needs to be interpreted. What honesty means is to interpret it. And following a value is painful. Because you have to let go something. So when you find that the pain is too much, then you can take liberty. Not right away. Honesty means too much pain. I cannot bear that. Then you may compromise. You follow? But with a value that I want to be stronger, it is because of my weakness that I am not going to follow a value. When I compromise a value, it just represents my weakness. I am not strong enough or courageous enough to face the consequences. And I don't expect that we should be right now. But it should have value for developing that strength and courage. That in course of time I become progressively more honest, progressively more helpful. If right now I cannot be totally helpful, totally honest, because I don't have enough strength, understand? Not that honest is wrong, because I am not strong enough. It requires inner strength for following the value, which we don't have right now, or a limited strength. So you follow values as much as your strength allows you. With the Lord giving the strength, so next time I can do better. Next time I can do better. And you will do. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.